Today, it was determined Adam Fravel, the man found guilty of murdering the mother of their 2 children, Madeline Kingsbury, will now spend the rest of his life behind bars. Today's sentencing started with victim impact statements, the judge hearing from those closest to Maddie before issuing Fravel the sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole. Maddie's father was among those who spoke today. Here's what he had to say.
I have to think that there are a few things that's truly difficult to bear as the death of your child. The exception being that child brutally and senselessly murdered. It's an almost intolerable weight. Each morning my mind painfully adjusts to the realization that it's not just a bad dream. Madeline is still really dead and Adam Fravel killed her. My family bears it because we have to go on, but there's no avoiding the terrible anger, the tears, the gut-wrenching grief, the inevitable woulda, coulda, shouldas, and the unanswerable question, how could someone do this, especially to someone as special as Madeline? The facts laid bare that she was attacked and killed by a coward twice her size, someone who she had once loved. She had made the audacious decision that she didn't deserve to be used or abused by him anymore. With that decision, her future was now looking bright, whereas life with him had been bleak and miserable. Unfortunately, she fatally misjudged him. When he realized that he couldn't control or manipulate her any longer, he decided to kill her. He thought, incredibly, he'd run home to his parents' house and apparently just waited out. He thought no one would care about what happened to Madeline. No one would be the wiser. She'd just fade into memory while he'd get away with murder. There's really no words to adequately describe what impact this has had. I've experienced many things that will stay with me always. With a few examples, you can perhaps put yourself in my place. 69 days spent searching desperately for her. Nights staring out into the darkness, wondering where she was. Wondering if she was alive or dead, and wondering if we would ever find her. Then informing my family that our beloved daughter and sister was found dead. Learning that her body had been found wrapped in a sheet, stuffed in a culvert, covered with brush at the end of a dead-end road. Finally located because the sheriff's deputy was alerted by an unusually large gathering of flies. Authoring my youngest child's obituary. Telling my grandchildren they'd never see their mommy again because their father had hurt her so badly that she died. For my final goodbye to my beautiful daughter, I held her, talked to her, sung to her, and promised we'd get her justice. She was in a body bag. Megan wanted to see her sister's body. I begged and prevailed on her not to do so. Better to remember Maddie as she was, not an awful sight that would scar her psyche forever. I ordered an immediate cremation.
Again, that was Madeline Kingsbury's father. Of course, it was such a heartbreaking scene in the courtroom today. And when we return, we hear from Maddie's sister, Megan, who also spoke about Madeline.